We're live. What's going on, guys? The lighting is kind of shitty, but anyway, welcome everyone here on my YouTube channel. This is another live training for my monthly coaching program, The Power of Image. And you guys here, welcome, my beautiful students. And in today's training, we're gonna discuss something basic, but through a very advanced filter. It's something that we've already covered, but not through this filter. Not any of you had ever studied this part, which is happens to be about style, right? Just a second. What the fuck's happening? Okay, here we go. Okay, I started the recording. Okay, I started recording. So this is about style, right? Style through a filter through the filter of the power of image. So guys, for the people that have applied for the Know Thyself program or the Know Thyself product, better said, this is a product where you get to know absolutely everything about you, just all the piece, everything that makes you you. You understand that, right? And for the purpose of for you to understand it even better, it is divided into two. Your almost like your genetic code, right? Your genes. Oh shit! What the fuck happened? Just a second. Oh, there we go. Right? How you were born with you were born with certain tendencies, okay? Certain things that it are within your DNA, that you like certain things that your mom likes or used to like, or that your daddy used to like, or that your grandfather used to like, and all these things. So that way you can understand you, or you can understand yourself much better. But then there's another aspect of it, which is the how you choose to define yourself. This is responsible for. We are responsible for that. We were born with certain tendencies, but we get to choose who we become, even though we have certain things. So today we're gonna talk about the temperament through style, or style through the temperament of humans. For the people on my YouTube channel, what is style? This is something that very few people know about, and I really don't understand why. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with the world? People just think that they oversimplify things, and most of the times they get it all wrong. I would even ask you guys here, my students, my personal students, what is style? If somebody asks you, shit, I disconnected. Here we are, guys. Still with me? Yeah, there you are. God damn it, man. Stupid internet. Fuck. Anyway, as I was saying, what is style, right? How can we define style? Well, once and for all, I'm gonna teach you how to define style. When anybody starts to talk about style, or if anybody asks you what is style, you must understand, and you must answer with this. Style is a form to define ourselves, or a product, or anything. It is a form of communication. It is a form of pointing at ourselves or something to explain what it is. I know it sounds very complicated, but listen to me carefully again. Style basically is a tool of communication and expression. A style is used to define and express who we are, what we're all about. So if my style is this, then I'm letting you guys know, and I'm letting the world know that I am in this way, I like these things, and this defines me, or in quotes, defines me in such a way. If you can understand my style, then you can approach me in a much healthier, better, effective way. What happens is that people don't know how to express themselves, so they send out mixed signals. They're stimulating the wrong parts of their audience, and then they don't understand why they get into a lot of arguments, why people don't understand them, why people don't buy their products. It's because they are getting it all wrong. So style is a tool of expression, okay, guys? So how can you express yourself when you don't even know yourself, okay? By the way, you guys know that I always bring my notes, always, which is something that I highly recommend for each and every one of you out there. But I've said it many different times. Write it down. Actually, get a pen and a paper, because you access a different part of your brain that allows you to understand and absorb better whatever it is that you have in your mind, or if you're learning something. So always carry a pen and a paper. So, as I was saying, I don't want to get too deep because I know that the people on my YouTube, maybe they don't even understand what the fuck I'm talking about. So that's why I'm starting with the basics. That is style. So how can you express yourself when you don't even know who you are? Well, that's the whole point of the product Know Thyself. Through certain specific questions, I apply two different tests. One is 70 questions. The other one is, I'm not gonna name it, but they're so powerful because we enter the subconscious mind. We enter your genetic on a genetic level. I know it sounds crazy, like why the fuck would a power of image, or why the fuck would an image consultant would be worried about my DNA, right? Well, this is because we gotta understand who you are. I have to understand it if I'm here to help you with your image, and you have to understand it if you're looking to express yourself and communicate who you are and what you want in the best way possible. This is about becoming the best version of yourself, isn't it? So one part of Know Thyself is understanding your temperament. Now, temperament is not about getting angry or like, no. Temperament is your genes, how much they define, or how much they they work as a compass, right? How much they filter, or no, how much do you filter through this information, genetic information that you're carrying, and how much do they influence? That's the word that I'm looking for. How much do they influence your temperaments? How much do they influence on you? After you understand you, then we can move on forward and understand all of the temperaments, and that's how we start to filter life in a much more vibrant way. We can truly now understand what the fuck people are talking about without even saying a goddamn word. We see things for what they are, not what they say they are. It's like the veil is, lifted, and you can see the world for what it is. So, talking about, speaking of the temperament, this is just getting the inner part. This is one of the 6 subcategories of the power of image, which is the inner image. Self-esteem, your maybe confidence, if you want to call it in that way, uh, your style, who you are, right? So we're talking about the temperament. There are 4 types of temperaments. 4 types of temperaments in the entire fucking world. Now this study is old as fuck, but it was perfected. Yes, that's right. It was perfected by Carl Jung, the student of Freud, Sigmund Freud. Those that are into the occult, those that are into magic, those that are into the mysticism and the occult things, the occult knowledge, you must understand that Carl Jung was not fucking around. He was a phenomenal, super intelligent in many different levels of intelligence. You guys know that I've done different lectures where I teach you the different levels of intelligence, the different levels and the different parts of mind. It's not just one intelligence, and it's not just one mind. Carl Jung understood this, and that's why he was into magic and all these things, right? So between him and many other people that have come, great minds that have added something and this and that and subtracted, blah blah blah, we come up with 4 different temperaments. Now, if you're into sales or if you're into psychology, whatever, you understand the archetypes, and you understand this. I mean, if you, let's say that you're into sales and you hear about the rationals, right? Or you hear about the amiables. The amiables are people that are very like, like the little grandma, like very soft people that you need to treat them like in the same way. Like, hey, well, you don't want to be too direct with them. That's how you start reading people. Cold reading. That's the name of the technique. Cold reading, right? When it seems though as you know more about the person that what they are letting you see. So there are 4 types of temperaments. These are the rationals, the artisans or the artisans or the artists, if that makes sense, the guardians, and the idealists. All of them, like I'm telling you, this study is old as fuck, goes back to the Greeks and even more, like from the Sumerians, like the Anunnakis and all this shit. So these four temperaments, they can also be known as, or they can be interpreted as gods, like certain characteristics that the gods used to have, they passed on to us, to humanity. So the rationals are more like the Prometheus type of god, right? The artisans or the artists are more like Dionysus, okay? The guardians are more of like Zeus, and the idealists are more like Apollo. That's how you can dissect them. Now, in between those four different temperaments, there are another four subcategories between those four temperaments. This way it gets really interesting. Now, before I get deeper into these things with you guys, my students, for the people that are on my YouTube, you must understand that why you want to learn this when it comes to fashion, style, image. Well, this is because an image without background, without something that can hold it, it will never communicate anything. It will just be a goddamn silhouette. It will not make any fucking sense. It will just be lying to yourself and to other people. You will be shallow. You will be empty. Now, if if you have a background but you don't have a shape, people will not understand it. You know, it will not last. It will not create an identity nor a reputation. So that's why there's a fine balance. It's like a dance between, yes, the superficial things about fashion, style, image, of course, but also the inside part, the background. And this is exactly what we're talking about today. The background. If you're trying to be the best version of you, if you're trying to become a better salesman, if you're trying to become a better man, a better woman, if you're trying to, I mean, first and foremost, you have to be a better communicator, because the best people in the world, they knew how to communicate their ideas and their product, whatever, right? If you know how to communicate, you will avoid a bunch of misunderstandings. You will get what you want in life. But how do you do that? How do you express yourself? I mean, do you realize that us as human beings, as a species, we are the only ones that it is in our DNA, it is embedded in us that we must express ourselves. We must communicate. Going way back when we were like apes and all these things, like on a tribal era, why else do you believe that these people used to paint on caves? The caveman used to express themselves. That's when the actual fashion started. The first outfit ever created for man, for mankind. It was not because of the cold. It was not because, oh, they were ashamed of their body. It was because status. It was because expression. So we're always communicating. We're always expressing ourselves. So wouldn't you want to know, and wouldn't you want to learn and have the best tools to your disposal to express yourself effectively and in the best way possible? That's what you get in the power of image. You enter different dimensions of fashion, of style, of image. Not just this make believe, well, you know, look beautiful, you're beautiful the way you are, accept yourself. No, fuck that, man. There's something deeper behind that. And this is when you become more powerful. And then this power, what's beautiful about this is that this power, it can be applied to many different professions, many different aspects of your life. It doesn't require of you to just focus on fashion, on how you look, on just the outer things. It can be applied to sales. It can be applied to relationships. It can be applied to just about anything. That's what I love about the power of image. It's so flexible, and you can adapt it into many other things. Because this right here, what we're going to talk about today, the temperament, I mean, yes, it will help you to understand yourself better and express yourself better. But imagine if you know all the temperaments of the world, you know how to filter your interactions better. I mean, shit, I know that I'm getting too deep into this. Already a lot of time here on my YouTube. So if you're more interested, go to stylesystems.net, subscribe to The Power of Image, and I will see you in the next one.